Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick review of this SL172 meat slicer that I got from Amazon. This is an electric meat slicer. I'll show it being used here in a second, but I wanted to go over everything you get and how the machine works and how it's set up and everything like that real quick first. You do get two different blades. The one that's in there now is the serrated blade, but you also get an additional blade that is not serrated. It's just a smooth, very fine edge blade. These are very sharp, so be very careful with them. You get an instruction manual that explains everything. There's a warranty card, so you can register it and get warranty for it. And then there's the machine itself. Now it does have a removable tray here. This tray is what you set down behind the machine to collect the meat as it's being sliced. And it stores up inside a little track there when it's being stored. You do have an adjustment here. This is in millimeters. It starts at 1 millimeter and goes all the way up to 23 millimeters wide, and you can see that distance there narrows down as you're cranking that handle down. Now there's this track, and this is what slides this shuttle, this tray slides back and forth as you're pushing the meat against the blade in order to slice it. And then there's this gripper. This is made of thin plastic, and it says here, there's a little note sticker that says it's fragile, and if it breaks, email them and they will send you a replacement. So that's a really nice touch I'm impressed with. Everything here is removable and collapsible, so you can take it apart for cleaning, which you will need to do after you're done because it will be messy and disgusting. These two little rails slide against the tray, and this little stick out here portion has a clip on it, and it sits in this track, and you got to make sure that it's snapped down in there. You'll feel it snap into place and hear that click when it's in there, and it's kind of held in there nicely, and it slides back and forth. Now you can, if you're holding a big chunk of meat, you can hold it out fairly easily, but as you start getting closer to the blade, you're going to want to use this pusher to keep your fingers away from the blade and keep everything protected and safe. And I'll demonstrate that here in a second. As far as the machine goes, I'm going to plug it in real quick here. And there's a momentary switch. You just press this, and the blade will spin and it'll stop as soon as you let go of it. And then there's the consistent switch where you press that and it'll just stay on. So that's how everything works. Again, the blade is removable. You just turn it actually clockwise to remove it instead of counterclockwise. Normally it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, but this is righty-loosey because it's reverse threaded. So that's super sharp. I'm not going to do it right now, but let me get a piece of meat and I'll show you how it works. One last thing I wanted to point out too before I start, there is suction cups on the bottom of this, so it adheres nicely to a smooth countertop like this granite. And there is a cord winding. You can wind the cord up underneath the stand here when it's not in use. So that is a nice little touch. It does stick nicely on the countertop, so when you're pushing against it, that holds pretty well. So, all right, I'm gonna get started here. Okay, I got a piece of meat loaded. I'm gonna show you how it cuts real quick. I've got it set to about 4 millimeters. I'm making jerky, so I want a little bit thicker slices here, but you can set this all the way to a higher if you're gonna cut a steak. So all I'm gonna do is turn it on. Make sure your fingers are away from it. This is a big enough piece of meat to where I'm not worried about it, but put some pressure on it and just slide it against the blade. And you can see it just cutting there real nice. It saws right through like butter. It's getting kind of close, so I'm going to use the pusher. So it goes through real nice, and as you can see, I got nice, even, consistent thickness pieces stacking up here. This is going to be perfect for jerky. So it makes it real nice. This works a little bit better if the meat is slightly frozen, but even for being thawed meat like this, this is doing a great job of cutting nice, consistent thickness pieces. Definitely a lot better than I could do by hand. So I'm very happy with this electric meat slicer, and I would definitely recommend it. So hopefully this was helpful.